Working on the Civic today. DJ's writing a bunch of things down that we have to do to it so he doesn't forget, because there's quite a bit of things we gotta do.
Yeah, just about 1 million small things. Well, not 1 million, it's like 8. Hey, it was 8. It's just a whole bunch of little shit that's needed done for a while, and also some extra shit that is gonna be needed for the new owner. I know, you hate to hear it. You really hate to see it. The DJ sells another car that everybody loves. No, this thing obviously took heavy back burner action as soon as I bought the Lexus. That was kind of on purpose. I love this car, and I would love to keep going with it and do all the things I plan to do. 6 months ago, I was like, I'm putting a B18 in it, we're building it, we're making 500 horsepower. And then I checked my bank account. No, but this thing has just been sitting around. All my focus has been on saving money and doing what I can cheaply to the Lexus. A family friend needs a car, and this one's just sitting there collecting tickets on the street. Knock out these few little things that I've just been too lazy to do because it wouldn't affect anybody but myself.
But now it's gonna affect someone.
But now, yeah, somebody needs a cheap daily driver that gets good mileage so they can survive this pandemic. Figured what better donor than this little guy that's just sitting here. It actually is sad though. I love this car.
Goodbye Civic.
Goodbye Civic, yeah.
Wheels, IACV, mirrors, wipers, steering wheel, VSS, clean her up, cigarette lighter. Let's swap the wheels first. Are they here?
Yeah, they're in that corner over there.
After I do this. Some people might not know about this trick, but I'm going to show you because I was doing it all the past week. And this is perfect for it. There we go. The last couple days I've come to the shop and just like worked on the car without filming anything, which has been nice. Really the first time I've done that in like years. I feel like working on a car and not filming. Yeah, it was nice. But I like filming too. It's just like I kind of miss just chilling. Like I just was chilling in here, drinking beer, working on the car, and it was great. Anyways, I'll show you what I did while I was here. I repainted the whole center console. It looks really, really good now. I'll show you what paint I used in case you want to do it yourself. Duplicolor, vinyl, and fabric. Ideal use for dashboards, door panels, center consoles, trim, and seats. And it came out really good. I'll show you a better look at it. Real nice. And then I matched the little lid, the gunmetal gray in the interior, which I thought turned out pretty good. Re-loomed this whole harness with electrical tape. Not really loomed, but just wrapped it. And then routed everything all along up into the back, plugged the whole harness back in, installed that quarter panel, this quarter panel, this door panel, put in the lock and the door handle on this side. And I also got tires on the Watanabes, and they look fucking dope. And I put the front bumper and the front fenders on. The car just looks so fucking cool. I can't believe how cool it looks. This is gonna have to change a little bit. The fender is touching the wheel right now. This is not final at all because the whole sway bar is not even installed right now. Gonna have to do some adjustments to this. Maybe some camber, maybe some trimmage. Not really sure yet. Just not gonna worry about it right now. This car's coming along and it's looking good. So these are the wheels that are going to go back on the Civic. These ones they got snow tires on them. So.
Yeah. There you go. How do you jack up this car? Yankee with no brand. Well, actually, the last like 2 nights, I'll be laying in bed. Cat's like falling asleep. I'll be like, nobody wanna see us together, but it don't matter. She's like, shut the fuck up. She woke me up this morning. She's like, DJ, wake up. I was like, okay. She's like, I'm going downstairs. I was like, all right. Terrence walked downstairs. I'm like, hey. She's like, what? And I was like, nobody wanna see us together.
Oh, one other thing I forgot to mention on the Corolla. I mounted the ECU. It's way back there in the passenger floorboard. Still gotta do a little bit of wiring and tuck some of those other wires, but that's where it's gonna sit. Basically, it's just a little bracket that bolt or self-taps to the floor, and then it's there alone, and you grab the ECU and snap it into the bracket. So, pretty cool.
Nobody wants. Damn, this bitch got no brim.
There it is.
Damn, it's so nice today.
It is.
Good day to be working on cars. Good day to be stuck inside playing fucking Minecraft.
Yeah, we'd be crafting. I also just got a Valorant key, so I'd be playing that closed beta. Alright, cross that bitch off the list. Damn. It wasn't even on there, dude. Just hand tight, baby.
That's what you want.
Really?
No. Oh, cool. I already forgot the cardinal rule.
Oh shit, you're right.
Oh yeah, how do you know?
What?
Secret passage, dude.
Oh, you don't even have to take it off? Damn.
Slide that hole on there.
That's genius.
The steering wheel is so big for this car. But hey, I can see my tack now. Oh, it's the same.
Done. All right, wheels installed.
Alright, let's see. Steering wheel installed. Mirrors. Decided I didn't want to put the factory rear view mirror back in because we're missing a bunch of screws, and so I'm just gonna give him all the factory parts and tell him if he wants to install them, he can. Let's do wipers because that's the next easiest thing.
Alrighty.
Well, maybe we can do
Why?
I have the arm.
No
No
bliad?
wiper. I got the arm but no wiper.
Fuck! Cross it off the list.
Yankee with no brim. Put that in the spare parts folder. What's next?
IACV.
Oh, easy. Alright. It's this guy right here. Still got that 12 mil on there?
Yeah. Oh, that's warm. Ah! You fuck bitch. Is it this thing that I'm taking off? Are you sure?
Yeah. I've done it about 100 times. So this idle air control valve, when we first got the swap running, it had this weird thing at idle and at like 5% throttle where it would just buck and fluctuate. It was bad. It was like blub, 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 blub. So everybody told me it was the idle air control valve. So I went to the junkyard and I pulled like 4 of them. Anyway, I changed the idle air control valve like 100 times. And then it turned out we just needed to calibrate the TPS. Yeah, the one that I ended up putting on there last actually was bad. Good thing we ran the car up to temp and then decided we're gonna change part of the cooling system. Some baseball thought right there.
I need me a baseball thought. Dude, you just got the more skids with no brim. Alright, new one's installed. All good. Hopefully it works.
Yeah. When we put this motor in, I made sure to buy a cable 5-speed because I didn't want to convert to hydraulic clutch. And so the cable ones are cable speedometer. Like the hydraulic ones have an electric speed sensor, so it's just a plug. But obviously this transmission doesn't have that plug. We thought, well, we just can't hook up the vehicle speed sensor, so the ECU just never knows how fast the car's going. But we figured that wasn't a big deal until recently I figured out that that is the one missing ingredient that we have for VTEC. So I thought, fuck, there's no way to do that. And then I Googled how to do that, and it turns out there's a way to do that. Because the factory ECU had a VSS input. We were kind of wondering where the fuck you get a VSS input from a cable-driven transmission, or cable-driven speedometer. The cluster itself on these old Hondas output a vehicle speed sensor signal from the back of the speedometer. So like the speedometer spinning drives voltage to that signal. So all you have to do is find that wire under the dash, splice into it, and run it to the new ECU, and it works exactly like factory. But I want to do the easier stuff first.
Air filter?
Yeah, so that's an interesting one.
Why?
Because there is no one.
Oh. What the fuck? What if you just cut it right here and just put the filter there?
Yeah. No, 100%. I was thinking about doing exactly that. I just don't have the filter here. It's at home. I forgot to bring it. All right, so we got to do surgery on this grape real quick.
What do you mean you need leverage?
Just buy a box knife.
These work better.
They don't work better. They're the same fucking thing with no leverage.
You don't need leverage when you got razor sharp precision.
I'm cutting steel.
Why do you have to cut steel?
Because that's what this is made out of.
The screen?
Yes.
Give me that.
It's metal. Oh, it's plastic. What do you know? I don't know how it gets any better than that. We should build race cars, dude.
Pretty much just did right here.
True.
We'll trim your brim.
That's our business motto. It's in all our business cards. Beautiful. And that's how you make an air filter right there. I tell you what. God damn. We can cross off 2 things off the list. Loom, air filter. Beautiful. The rest of the stuff happens inside the car. Turns out I never wrote horn on the list, so I just wrote it in. Can I use some water? I just got thirsty, but figured I'd have some water. I missed. So what my brother did was he went through the stock harness and labeled everything he could find, and then went through the plug for the new ECU and labeled everything he could find, and then basically had to make his own connectors and do all the hunting and figuring shit out to connect everything else. And yeah, in the end there's just a few things that never got hooked up, like diagnostic So my check engine light is always on just because the diagnostic signal is just not hooked up at all. And then vehicle speed sensor, just a few like little things. Luckily purple is hooked up. Purple's the important one, that's VTEC. So this is the vehicle speed sensor input for the ECU. The, what is this? P30, P28? P28 ECU, which the stock is I think a PM5 or PM6 or something like that. We have to find the wire that would normally be vehicle speed sensor for PM6 or PM5 or whatever and connect it to this one, which is labeled vehicle speed sensor. It comes from connector B20. So hopefully there's one of these just chilling under the dash that's yellow and red. Well, there's a lot of spaghetti to sift through. I see a yellow red that goes from the engine bay to the dash. Well, I done some digging, and it's supposed to go from yellow blue on the ECU side to yellow red on the car harness side, and yeah. That looks like yellow red to me. So I'm gonna hook it up. I don't even know if it's the right one. It's definitely coming from under the cluster. I don't know, maybe I'm full shit.
Plug it in, let this puppy purr.
Yeah, my point is I'm gonna hook it up. Whether or not it's the right one, it shouldn't break the car. And if we don't have VTEC, we don't have VTEC.
Vehicle speed sensor, hopefully.
Cigarette lighter and clean up the last one. Like, you put this guy in there, it never fully seats. So you gotta let it sit like just right for it to charge. And then it's like really easy for it to just like
Why do that?
pop it. I have no idea. Well, the new one's in, but the old one is obviously like pretty thick, and I had like just cut enough of a hole to like thread this in there, and so that hole's too big for the new one, so I just put a little ring of RTV around there, smoothed it out. Just gonna wait like probably 10-15 minutes for that to tack up.
And then what else we got on the list? Clean it up?
Clean it up.
Yeah.
Alright, the trunk is, it's got some fuck shit. What's this? Oh, it's my Dremel. I'm never gonna be able to use these, and I'm never gonna be able to sell these. This is my tag.
Oh damn, it works really good. Spum?
Spum, bro.
Oh, there's another Sharpie. That can be the shop Sharpie.
Shop Sharpie. Oh, and then
Another one.
I told you I have like 4 of them.
Dude, these bugs keep trying to land on my stuff that I'm painting over here. Imagine how high they get off of one particle of that paint.
Fuck.
Just like one particle is the size of their stomach, probably.
Trying to be a bug.
JB Weld.
Oh, 19 mil socket. I bought it and never used it. It probably cost me 12-15 bucks.
Why'd you buy that? Where'd all this wagwa come from?
Jamaica.
What?
Wagwan, Jamaica.
Oh shit.
Yeah. No, it's good. It's $1,500. Oh, look at this spare tire and jack that I could have used that one time.
You didn't know you had that?
No idea.
That's what I drove down in the Skyline?
Yeah.
You could have used that tire?
Yeah.
Not the baby zip. Fuck the baby zip.
Suck the baby zip.
It's a new car. Time to not sell it. Are those walnuts?
Yeah, these are walnuts. You want some?
No.
Parker spilled fucking rice on this thing like 100 years ago.
Nice little box for all the cassettes. Ow! Dare to eat this chip?
Hell no!
Alright, interior is pretty much cleaned up. Everything's vacuumed, but it ain't going to be clean until we give it some of this. Citrus Multi-Surface Cleaner by Grio's Garage. The best cleaner and best smelling cleaner ever in the world. And watch, it does cool stuff like this. Whoa!
Center console? Look at that.
Flaccid peen on. Alright, the day is coming to a close, and with it the video. You could just put some oil in here, because you know that drive to here from the house burned up a little bit.
Yeah, that's 6 minutes, probably half a quart.
So yeah, now it's in much better shape to sell.
Fucking blast off. Thanks for watching. Thanks for showing the Civic the love it deserves. Shout out to the patrons. Shout out to everybody else who watches. And I hope you're staying safe out there. Hope you're breathing all right. That's a little grim.
Hopefully you're not dying.
Ice cream paint on my Louis V soda can. I just no scope, yo bitch, check the bandy can. 10 racks in my hands, call me Edward Van Hans. I was in a band, man,